Michael Wilson Jr., Deebo Samuel, RJ Harvey, three names that we need to talk about, three names that are not being talked about enough, three names that are making waves in practice or in the news. We're going to talk about that. We're going to draft as well. We're doing it live. We've got some news right here, the Fantasy Football Show. If you want to draft with us, I'm hitting a Best Ball Mania right now. I jumped into it already, but you can certainly draft alongside of me. Underdog promo code Smitty. Guess what your boy got? Your boy got the number one overall pick. So we're going a little Jahmyr Gibbs action. I'll let you see me take this pick, and then we'll probably draft it again after this together. But I like to kind of chew gum and walk at the same time, practice what I preach, and do all that while I'm doing the breaking news. But do it without sniping, so you guys can see the process. So when we swing back around, I'll put the board back up, but we're breaking it all down. If you want to jump into a draft, Underdog promo code Smitty, link is pinned in the live chat, or it will be. The link's in the description of the video. Code Smitty gets it done as well. We're breaking down these three guys and more. The Fantasy Football Show and Bo Nix. The Fantasy Football Show begins now. File on in. And yeah, Cyrus Allen's okay. It's a bruised shin. Worthy seems to be okay. KC isn't falling apart just yet. Everybody's in panic over the Kansas City Chiefs. Don't worry about it right now. That show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show.
Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
So lots of news here to discuss. Number one, I'm gonna throw this out real quickly. We're gonna go through this and get right into the draft, but we're gonna see where we're gonna draft some of these three players and where they're falling. But Deebo Samuel, look, Bruce asked me last night, and I kind of dismissed the idea of this, and I wanted to kind of tackle it again and say, Bruce, maybe there's a little bit more to this than I'm suggesting in terms of your, my answer to your question. He said, is there a chance Deebo Samuel ends up just having, a really, really good year? And while I don't necessarily agree with the comparison, I forget what player we were comparing him to. They were miles apart in ADP. But I kind of was like dismissive over the potential Deebo had to be really not an elite wide receiver 1 or even elite wide receiver 2, but maybe he could be an elite wide receiver 3. Maybe he still has it in the cards, because coming out of San Francisco today, from from really John Lynch, because Shanahan right now is kind of resting and mending. John's handling a lot of the media stuff, and John said that they plan to use Deebo all over the place. They plan to use him, yes, on returns as well, but all over the field. They're feeling really excited about this kid, Deebo Samuel, who's still a kid. All these guys are still kids. And Deebo Samuel, while many want to write him off and say he can't do this, he can't do that, he was still the number one wide receiver in the league last year, even with JD5 going down, in accumulated yards from catches that occurred from behind the line of scrimmage. He's still the number one wide receiver in the National Football League in said production. And the Niners are some of the best at that pre-snap motion stuff, and they're going to put him all over the field. There's a world where, because he's catching the football behind Brock Purdy, a lot of his receptions can count as rushing yards and rushing touchdowns. That he has 2 or 3 rushing touchdowns, 150 plus rushing yards. Some of that is receptions, just the way that it's counted. And then like 700, and I said some of this last night, but maybe he gets 6 or 7 or 8 touchdowns on through the air as well. Maybe he gets a sum total of 9 or 8 or even 10 touchdowns and an accumulation of 900, 850, 1,050 total yards, 1,050. That's certainly a possibility. And he still showed a lot of promise at the beginning of the year. He was fantastic. JD5 went down. So there's a real chance that this is an undervalued wide receiver 3 that you buy not at wide receiver 3 value. He's going around 10, around 11, around 12, depends on where you're drafting. But this is not that bad of a value as your wide receiver 4 or 5. Especially if you scrimp at the position and swing in and grab them at that value. Bo Nix, there's a report that Bo Nix, literally, Bo Nix doesn't look like he's missing a beat. He's out there. There's no concern for this ankle situation. We're on the clock here. Rashee Rice is there. Jeremiah Love is there. We took Gibbs already. I'm gonna go ahead and cue Rice in case I time out as I'm looking around. I like McBride. I'm gonna go Rashee Rice here. I like McBride and I like Neighbors here. Don't have a lot of Neighbors at this Gibbs draft slot. So I'm kind of thinking I've checked Neighbors right now. You guys think Neighbors or McBride? I've been drafting a lot of McBride, but I haven't got the unique stack. And I like Jeremiah Love here, but I don't have the unique stack of Neighbors with Gibbs, especially Neighbors, Rice, and Gibbs. So let's grab the trio here and create a unique build that we haven't yet built because of the nature of Neighbors' ADP being all over the map. I'm going to go early Neighbors here and grab it. Ron Navy in the building. Luis in the building. Luis, appreciate you. Luis, hope you're doing well with last night. Yeah, Luis was having a night. We made it into a special Rex show. We got the Drake May video up. Here's the Drake May video. I've created it. It's in dedication to Rex, R.I.P. Rex. That's Luis's dog. And here it is. Custom music. Every note. Any $20 super chat special. Usually, like any hundreds, you can jump on any video. You get it gets played all year long. Your name gets brought up there. You can sponsor a video tonight. Little Drake May special. Any $20 super chat tonight is going on that Drake May video, and we'll play it all year long. You'll see your name sitting there. All right. Bo Nix doesn't look like he's missing a beat. Looks fantastic. Says he's not hampered by the ankle. The offense is looking good. Their offensive line is going to be one of the best in the league. And then this report here is why we're even talking about Bo Nix to begin with. Is Bo Nix reportedly, where's this Bo Nix piece of news? I got it here somewhere. I believe I have it here somewhere. The news is that Bo Nix says he does not expect, I'll just tell it to you, that he's not expecting to dial back any of his running, really. He's not going to curb his behavior. The ankle issue doesn't concern him at all. It's not like Mahomes where he is saying out loud, I want to run less, protect my body, use Kenneth Walker. It's why we got him. Use Rashee Rice. He's an extension of the run game. Trust my players to take the ball downfield instead of me just tucking and running. So that's what Mahomes is saying. Bo Nix is saying, I'm going to just be myself. He's kind of Cam Scatterbooing this. I don't care what anybody says. But I'm not worried about him getting re-injured. Really, guy finished number 7, number 9 in the last 2 seasons in quarterback scoring, depending on your league. This could be a year adding Jalen Waddle, having Sutton get rejuvenated by Davis Webb calling plays. Davis Webb is going to make this a much faster pace situation. And while Sean Payton's been a great play caller and a great scheme artist, he's handing the reins over for a reason. Davis Webb is going to make this an exciting situation. If Davis Webb drops the ball, then Sean Payton will take back over. It's not a big deal. But this is what Bo Nix wants. Bo Nix wants this fast-paced David Webb calling the plays in, no huddle, quick to the line of scrimmage, best offensive line in the league, a lot of running, and it's going to be pretty fun to watch the Denver Broncos. They might be a top 4, top 5 team in the league in terms of anybody's rankings. But I'm very, very excited about what they have in store. So we've got Michael Wilson. Michael Wilson's out there, ladies and gentlemen, catching touchdown passes and impressing and outplaying Marvin Harrison Jr. to an extreme degree. He's touchdown maxing in the end zone. He's figuring out ways to continue on what he was doing last year. And very much believe that Michael Wilson, if I could find his graphic and put him on screen here, very much believe that this is the number 1 wide receiver in Arizona. I know that's not what Marvin Harrison Jr. owners want to hear, but it doesn't mean that Marv can't grab it back or that they can kind of co-own it as a 1B and 1B. So let's not get too carried away. It's my pick right now. It says my clock expired. It better not have. Let's go with good old Mike Evans. So we got Rice, Neighbors, Evans, and Gibbs. That's our 3 wide receivers. We could go hero, grab Devontae Adams here. Or we go Bashal the facial Tootin. Let's go Let's go Tootin, round out the running back room. Gibbs, Rice, Neighbors, Evans. Could have went Adams, but I wanted Tootin. Tootin and Gibbs together, such a fun combo. And then having those 3 wide receivers feels pretty damn electric to me. Let's go ahead and swing back over here. We'll continue on. This is the A2 Squared. Says Smitty is the best fantasy football podcaster in the game. Thank you, pal. Appreciate you, A2 Squared. We got a $20 hauler. We have Worldwide West not only wants his video played, but he also, and we got to create, Ron Navy's in the building. We got to create a video for Ron Navy too. Worldwide West, here's his video, and then he also wants to be on the Drake May video. And Hammer dropping a $20 super chat in the Rumble live stream like he usually does. This monster says in his comment, let's hit the Hammer thing. And then we'll put Hammer's name on the Drake May video. Hit it one more time. Every $20 super chat plays the Drake May video and also gets their name on the Drake May video. And you'll see that all year long. So
Hammer time.
And Hammer says the following. He says, people forget how good Knicks was. It took you until the fourth quarter, but he put up the numbers in bunches. And the thing is, with the addition of not only Waddle, but the addition of Davis Webb, it's really going to be the difference as to how Knicks can correct what him and Caleb Williams have been doing, which is just showing up in the fourth quarter, being very, very erratic, having some of the worst throws in the game. There were two, Bo Nix and Caleb, two of the worst quarterbacks, bottom 2 or 3. Caleb was the worst, but Nix was also bottom 2 or 3 in bad throws in the National Football League from last year. So that's something that Nix does need to remedy, but he's showing so much raw talent and ability. And Caleb is too in many ways, but Bo Nix is also in a situation where I believe the Davis Webb edition, the Waddle edition, is going to curb that. I don't know how Caleb's going to curb his situation because he can't play in structure at all. But we'll see what happens. And the schedule is brutal. We'll see what's going on there. There's been good and bad for Caleb so far in camp, by the way. He had a little bit of a tantrum at the line of scrimmage when his offense wasn't doing what they wanted. But then he's hit a couple nice throws. But look, it's we also have Manungai sitting out a couple days, so we have to monitor that situation. Let me go ahead and play this Drake May video one more time. Throw Hammer time up on the video. Hammer time, Drake May season. Do it live, Rex. But if I'm going to be hard on Caleb still, I got to be hard on Bo Nix and what he didn't do right last year. But I think it's going to get fixed. I think it's going to fix. Allow me to kick things off. This Wes with the $20 super chat trying to get on the Drake May board, and on it he did get. Thank you, A2 Squared. Where are we at on this? Michael Wilson. Oh, Michael Wilson's looking phenomenal, catching everything I've seen thrown in his direction. One-handed touchdown snags. Scored again today. Looks phenomenal. Now, I will say that MHJ had a pretty good day on Friday. Looked like he got injured again, though. He got banged up, I think it was Thursday or Wednesday, and he got banged up again on Friday. So it's kind of hard to tell like what MHJ's MO is walking into 2026. Is it going to be repeating disappointment? Will it be repeating injury? Or will it be turning over a new page and becoming the player kind of that he's at least somewhat supposed to be? I like MHJ. In best ball, oh, I'm on the clock here. Jeez, I almost timed out on the clock here. Man, did we not get any of our... I already timed out on Tyson. That's okay. I love Tyson. So that's fine. I timed out on Tyson. Somebody should have told me. Somebody should have told me. Who would I have taken? I think I might have taken Tyson, so that's okay. Kraft is there, like that. Herbert's there. Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts isn't a bad fantasy play there, but I think I would have probably gone Tyson. I'm loading up on the wide receivers. This looks like a phenomenal looking squad here. Big play potential. DK and Tyson in the wings, fighting for that flex spot. Evans, Neighbors, backing up Neighbors in case something were to happen. Backing up Bryce in case something were to happen. Feels like a really, really good wide receiver room with a pretty damn good running back stable right there already. All right, we'll come back to this. So anyway, if I had to guess, Michael Wilson's going to outscore MHJ, but MHJ still has a story to tell, and I am somewhat intrigued grabbing both of them together in best ball because I feel like one of them is going to shine. Thanks again, Worldwide West, for dropping that super chat, you monster, you. Chuck Nasty dropping a $20 super chat. He said, for the people, get me on the Drake May video, Smitty, and do it live, young man. Thank you, Chuck Nasty, for dropping the $20 super chat. You're the man, the myth, the legend. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Phone lines will be open in a minute. You can call in and discuss any of this. We've got Stripling hamstring held out of practice on Saturday. Then we had Cyrus Allen get injured. We thought he was done for the year potentially, and ended up being a bruised shin. So good news on Cyrus Allen. If anybody has been wondering about the Cyrus Allen situation, he is okay. Bruised shin. But did give us a scare. We broke it down and did a live stream on it. Thanks again, Hammer, for the super chat. Shelly in the building, Simi Valley in the building, Travis in the building, Blackbeard, Sick Nasty, DeBalt, if you're out there. Aldi, appreciate you. Stribling, really still like this kid. We're getting closer to my pick, so I need to keep an eye on him. 5 picks away. Michael Wilson to the moon. I'm drafting Michael Wilson standalone. I don't need MHJ. I'm drafting him standalone as one of my favorite late wide receiver threes if I'm scrimping at the position and coming in late for an undervalued wide receiver 3, and I love him as a 4. Great rotation. Deebo, great kind of 5. He's almost like a wide receiver 5. And you could even scrimp and get him as a 5, but he's got potential to be like a sneaky 3-4 rotational guy. Bo Nix, here's the report. Bo Nix says no plans to curtail his rushing despite last season's broken ankle, so I did cover that already. We are 2 picks away. This is the report on Cyrus Allen. Revealed it's just a shin bruise. That's great news. We did the standing ovation for a reason. We are excited. We are a Cyrus Allen people. We've been pumping him up for a while. Ricky Pearsall had that, is being placed on season-ending surgery for the PCL surgery, and he will be done for the year. Never should have drafted him anyway. Your boy Smitty screamed from the rooftops. Let's go ahead and go with a little Patrick Mahomes action at quarterback, which we will back up properly, and we could do that here right now if we wanted, and grab a QB. But I think what we'll probably do here, man, I'm probably gonna go with Harold Fannin. We'll go with Harold Fannin. Chris Godwin! I selected Fannin. This is the second time this has done this to me. I swipe it, it sits there frozen, and it gives me son of a B. Woosa. 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 Why don't I do what I say to all of you when I say check the person? I did it in the beginning of the draft. I even said I'm checking him and I'm going to look around. Why didn't I do what I say? Why do I like living on the edge? Do I like flying close to the sun? Like, hey, it won't screw me this time. What in the hell? What in the hell? May have screwed up the best team of all time. You mother. I mean, Godwin, I don't want to see a single one of you come in here and say, oh, shit, that bad of a pick. I like Chris Godwin. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't even try. Don't say it. I kind of like, why don't you like Chris Godwin? Don't say it. There goes Fannin. Son of a B. This could have been the pizza party. I finally get the one pick. I screw it up trying to do new. Look, it's the cost of what I do. I'm taking phone calls. I'm answering super chats. I'm playing theatrical music. You know, there's only so much a man can do. Damn it, though. Damn it. Xavier Worthy is reportedly going to be okay. Shoulder, he was carted off the field, but they're saying that everything looks like he's going to be fine. What's that mean? I don't know. Why is he even carted off the field with the shoulder? What's going on there? That's why Cyrus Allen to the moon if Cyrus Allen can get back in the fold. RJ Harvey, we got a nice little report on RJ Harvey where Sean Payton was asked, could he be the third down back this year, even though you added Jonah Coleman, even though JK's claiming he's not going to be the top 5 running back. JK says, I'm going to be the number 1 running back. Well, that's not going to happen, JK. But while he's been proclaiming to be that good, Harvey has been discarded in the fantasy football space. We love RJ Harvey. We love RJ Harvey and Jonah Coleman cuffed together, though. It is a cuff that is worth having. And Harvey is somebody that according to Sean Payton, has a real strong chance of just remaining the third down back all year. I'm a little surprised we're celebrating this, or that news wires are kind of when, we kind of expected. Let's see if we can draft good old, let's see here. Baker's there. Baker, touchdown maker. We're going to time out here if we're not careful. So I'm just going to grab Baker so that I don't screw up again. Jalen Coker's nice here. We still haven't got a tight end yet, right? Because we screwed up on that. So I guess I might just punt this and come back around. Actually, you know what? Let's just grab. I'm going to cue Goddard because I have a feeling I'm going to time out. Yeah, so I'll just cue Goddard. Or cue Coker. Whatever. I Coker already queued. Look, this team still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wide receivers. We're done wide receiver shopping, but my wide receivers are off the hook. So now we're just going to come back in, grab a bunch of our sleeper running backs, grab a couple tight ends. We're good at quarterback, really. I mean, I could grab another one, but they don't have the same bye week, so Baker and Mahomes will be pretty good. I might grab Fields at the end, potentially, as a way to solve that room a little bit, but we have enough picks to just go ham at the running back and tight end position. So when we swing back around, we'll see if we got a conquo there. As for, I'll be right with you. Everybody on the phone line, just mute real quick. I'll be right with you. As for the rest of the news, we were just kind of wrapping up. Deebo we covered. Michael Wilson we covered. RJ Harvey. Again, Sean Payton saying that this is potentially their third down back, their permanent, full-time third down back. Kind of felt like that was already the case, but nice to hear it. Luis, thank you for gifting 10 memberships in the live chat. Luis to the motherfucking moon. Thank you, Luis. Kind of already felt like Harvey was the de facto third down back, but Harvey, Jonah Coleman are fantastic to group together. Fantastic. Caller, just mute yourself. I'll be right with you. And I think Harvey has a chance. People are giving him no chance. He has a chance of climbing into the every down role if things were to go a certain way. I believe Jonah Coleman's the better suited player to do that, to climb in, take over all of it. Could require a J.K. Dobbins injury or a Harvey injury for him to get himself in there and get a foothold and then start terrorizing the workload. But he does kind of need a window. It feels like JK will be the window. He's the most injury-prone running back in the National Football League. And once he gets in there, he'll probably just try and infiltrate all of it. But Harvey might hold him off. And let's say JK went down and Jonah Coleman wasn't quite versed or ready, or he's banged up at the moment. Just like when Hendy was getting a hold of everything and then he had that concussion, which he ended up playing. But Stevenson was rushing back from injury. Stevenson took the opportunity away. At any moment, Harvey could just, if the right situation's there, take everything and run with it. Let me see real quickly who's available. We got Jonah Coleman available. We got Gibbs. So let's go Pacheco. Let's go Jonah Coleman. So now we have Gibbs and Tootin, Pacheco to Gibbs, Coleman. Feel really good about the running back room. And obviously I feel good about the receiver room. And damn it, if we had Fannin, this might have been it. This might have been the team. I'm so pissed at myself right now. I'm so pissed. If I had Fannin instead of Chris piece of crap Godwin, jeez, man, this pisses me off. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear the Godwin stuff. Oh, but Smitty, I kind of like him. I got him on 17 leagues. No one cares. No one cares. Damn it. And I'm just going to have to go really cheap tight end shopping because I'm letting them flow off the board. But there are a couple guys I really, really like. And one of my secret weapon strategies is the Parker Washington and Ferguson combination, where you just grab both of them and then you get somebody else with it, and you have yourself probably the Rams' very productive tight end room. I mean, you could even go Higbee, Parker Washington. I don't think it would be those three. Higbee, not Parker Washington. Higbee, Colby Parkinson, Higbee, and Terrence Ferguson. If you were to even grab all three of those, you're almost guaranteed some production. But I'm not going to grab all three. I'm going to grab Ferguson and Parkinson, and then I'm going to grab somebody else, I think. And AJ Barner is a good one. Jeez, man, what a trash pick, Chris Godwin. I wish I could cut him from this roster. I wish Underdog would allow you to release a player out of principle and they get taken out, and it doesn't matter. It was your choice. You signed off on it. They don't get included back in. You can't look and wish later you didn't do it. You can't reverse it. I wish I could just cut him out of principle. Just get him off this damn roster. I'm so pissed at myself. All right. Go ahead. Ron Navy, you're live.
What's up, Smitty?
I'm a little bent out of shape on that one, but whatever. What's up?
Hey, I'm a little encouraged about, and I don't know if you talked about it lately, but I heard Andy Reid making comments today about Walker and how he was like, they knew what they were getting in him, and he caught the ball a little bit in Seattle, but not much, and he's doing a really good job catching the ball here, and so he's going to be like, they're going to use him for catching the ball a lot. It sounds like what Andy Reid was saying.
For which player?
Walker.
Oh yeah. We talked about it last night. Walker's getting ramped up. Wrestler, appreciate you with the Wrestler. I'm sorry I didn't see the Wrestler $20 super chat. Wrestler, you still here? I don't know how this one slipped through. Ron, let me draft this real quickly. Celebrate this $20 Wrestler super chat. Wrestler, I'm sorry about this, bro. I don't know how it slipped in there. And even just send another one. Smitty, did you miss my super chat? I don't know how I missed it, but I got it right here. I'm going to go AJ Barner here. And I could go AJ Barner, and I don't need wide receivers. AJ Barner, and I kind of like Jaden Blue. Jaden Blue's a sneaky pick. Wrestler, appreciate you with the $20 super chat, young man. Let me hit the button for you. Doing it live.
Alert. Super chat alert.
1 second, Ron. Wrestler, appreciate you dropping that 20. You are on the May video. Appreciate you, my man. You're the man, the myth, the legend. Yeah, so Ron, very, very good topic. We did hit it already last night. We did a whole thing on it. Last night, I forget what show we did it. We've done so many shows, but yeah, the reports are that they're throwing to him. This is what created the spaceman environment here on the channel. Astronaut, spaceman. It was all about Walker. It all got created about Walker. Walker creates his own space, and people were saying he won't catch passes in the NFL, which they definitely have underutilized him. But we're now going to see what I kind of envisioned when he was an incoming rookie, where it's like you look at Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry would be one of the best receiving backs in the National Football League, period. One of the best in the National Football League. Even if they throw to him enough this year, he could be a top 5 receiving back. Derrick Henry's always had that capability, and I've been scratching my head his entire career. Every regime, Todd Monken, they threw a lot. Why didn't they throw to him? I don't understand. He catches the ball, he takes it 55 yards. Like almost, like I don't know what the rate is. Probably every like 15 passes he catches, he probably has a 50-plus yard or a touchdown or a 50-plus yard run reception. So I love Walker. I love Henry. I'm glad to see one of the two, and hopefully Henry does get more volume too through the air. But I love seeing the fact that Walker's getting talked about as catching the football more. Mahomes talking about dumping it off to him, showing that they're designing packages for Walker. Walker's requested to be utilized in the receiving game. Walker's a veteran that walked away from a Super Bowl winning team where he won NFL Super Bowl MVP, but he's so mature in where he's at and what he wants to accomplish in this league. He knew his worth was worth more. They didn't respect him. They didn't give him the reins all year. The only reason he started and did what he did and took control of his own destiny is because of injury. And so everyone's like, oh, you're going to walk away when you were a Super Bowl MVP? Yeah, because they didn't play him all year long. Like, you can't blame the guy. I'm going to go Gunnar Helm here. And then I'm going to go, let's see here. What do I have here? I guess I could use another quarterback. I'll go Brissett.
Helm's a good pick.
You cannot blame Walker for saying you guys didn't value me at all. At all. You only used me out of necessity. You misused me the whole time. You kept giving the ball to Zach Charbonnet. And I want to go somewhere where they're going to feed me. And what's he do? He gets to KC and he says, look, I got conditions, man. Throw the ball to me. Feed me. Give me volume. I want to be a starter. Pay me. Throw the ball to me. Architect some stuff for me. And Casey's listening. Casey's architecting plays for Walker in the passing game. So this could be a really, really big year. And we covered this on the other show. But this could be a really big year for Kenneth Walker. And not just the ways that he's performed in the past, but sum total could be some bigger monster than we've ever seen. And even if he dials back some of the rushing, you might get it in the receiving and get a sum total of like 13, 14 touchdowns. Like, it could be a big year for Walker. Love him.
You could hear it in Andy Reid's voice today when they were asking, and the way he was talking about Walker is, yeah, Walker has the possibility of going off the chains this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Walker a ton. I like Harvey a lot at the cost of entry. I have not yet updated the ADP. I know I said I was going to try and do it by tonight. I've run out of time, but I will get it done in the next day or so. Plus, the updates tonight are going to be even more. It's probably better I waited because we're going to see these player values change. But ADP will be updated probably tonight, and Walker is such a good value at 2.3. He really is. He deserves to be up here. We talked about this last night, and no disrespect to Lamb or JJ or Cook or, but like, there should be a rotation here at least, and it's not happening. You're just getting Walker as a steal. You're getting Brown as a steal, Achane as a steal. These running backs are just falling because of, for default reasons. But Walker, if he climbed into the 2-3 turn or 11 overall, wouldn't shock me a single bit if there's more buzz whatsoever. Thanks again, Hammer, for the super chat. Thank you all for being over on Rumble. Ron, I don't know if you know, we're at 19K on Rumble. We just hit 19K today.
Really?
Yeah, 19,000.
Nice.
Rumble's been rocking it. Dynasty Superflex Draft Tight End Premium took Bijan third overall. What's your strategy at the 2-3 turn? Whether if you're taking Bijan, I love the McBride with one of the wide receivers or double wide receiver like I did in my draft here, which I'm on the clock here. So in my draft, you can see I had the opportunity to go with Neighbors, Rice, or McBride in one of those guys, or Pickens, or Buka's going so high. It's crazy, man. Buka's going so high. We're gonna have the conversation soon where we say, is Buka going too high? I hate to have that conversation, but going 26 overall, I'm not saying that's it, but where do we draw the line here? When does the player and Wrestler, are you here still, Wrestler? I'm so sorry to make you wait on that super chat. Wrestler said, "Sir, Smitty, I think you missed my super chat. Thanks again, Wrestler. Appreciate you." And Wrestler said, "Can we get a Charger Trio video next?" Wrestler, because I made you wait, not only will I put you on the Charger video, I don't know if it'll be a trio, but it might be. It's either going to be a Hampton or a Ladd or a trio video, but I'll put you on there automatically in your name, Wrestler. Just let me know you're still here. I apologize. I'll even send you to Jupiter right now. Thank you very much for the $20 super chat, and sorry about making you wait. I don't know why that one didn't show up. Wrestler, thank you very much. Sir Smitty, thank you. I think you missed. Yeah, that was that one. Can we get, okay, what is the last one? EA Goats was the one I didn't get to yet, or did I get to that one? Bijan, yes, I did. Okay, I think I'm all caught up on the super chats. Thank you guys for the super chats. Ron Navy, what else you got? And phone lines are open if anybody wants to call.
Oh, I did a couple. This is baseball. I did a couple of the dingers and underdog, and I actually got one go through in the quarterfinals. So wish me luck in that one.
All right, good job. You do pretty well in the other sports. I like that. Oh, we got another caller here. 813. Hold on one second, Ron. 813, you're live. I'm sorry about the wait. What can I do for you?
Hey, Smitty. So I have a friend who's likely watching your show right now, but he had this opinion which I wasn't sure about, and basically told me he will not draft A-Chain because he is Chase Brown on a bad offense. What do you have to say to that?
I think A-Chan has doubters that are digging their heels in because they've been predicting his downfall and demise from the beginning. Can you answer me an honest question? Has this guy been an A-Chan hater from the start? The answer is
no. Like when you used to talk about him before, I mean, he was A-Chain.
Yeah, but has he?
He used to be a fan.
So he used to be a fan of A-Chan.
He
right.
just doesn't believe in the Dolphins.
But that's surprising because he says he's Chase Brown without the offense. But the thing you got to remember, we'll call him Steve. Steve, is that you know Christian McCaffrey, other running backs have thrived on offenses that have the particular setup that the Miami Dolphins are walking in with. You also have to remember that you're hearing a lot of fodder, a lot of fictional tales about how Malik Willis doesn't throw to his running backs or check down or anything like that. And the truth of the matter is we don't have a big enough sample to even make some kind of claim like that. And if you're going to try and take the small sample that Malik Willis has delivered to us and provided us, then you have to call him like a top 10 quarterback, because this small sample is top 10 quarterback material. So we can't just pick and choose and cherry pick when Malik Willis's stats tell us that he's going to do this and when it doesn't. So if we're going to pretend he's not a top 5 to 10 quarterback, which his data would tell you he is, then we can't assume he won't check down. Not to mention, they just paid A-Chan a whole bunch of money. The entire offense is going to run through him. He's technically speaking the best wide receiver on the team. He's probably going to lead the team in receptions. He's going to have probably close to the same total yards. Maybe the touchdown opportunities are where we see a little dip because the team will struggle to score as much. They'll be more of they're going to try and win in different ways. Not saying they'll win. I'm not saying this team will be a surprise beyond surprises and be a team that fights for a playoff spot. I'm not delusional, but I also feel like Malik Willis is a lot better than people think. And not to mention how much defensive attention, you have to spy this guy, and you can't just stack the box consistently on A-Chan. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how they utilize this combo of this running quarterback that could be one of the top 5 running quarterbacks in the league in Malik Willis. And he's a very efficient passer. You got Chris Bell coming back at some point. A-Chan might just get fed, bro, spoon-fed. And so to call him, first of all, the disrespect he disrespects Chase Brown with kind of bothers me. But then to disrespect A-Chan by calling him, somebody that can't survive a bad situation, that makes me feel like he didn't like him to begin with. How can you love a player and abandon the player that quickly? I understand where the concerns come. The offense is going to be, they're going to come down on it, and he's just not going to have any room to run. I hear the concerns, but they're going to dump off so much to this kid. He's going to have a lot of opportunities. The only thing he won't have probably are the same, maybe not, but same potential touchdown opportunities. That's the only thing that might dip a little bit, and that's not even a lock. Like, he truly could be Christian McCaffrey type volume like McCaffrey was in Carolina, where he had one of the best seasons to ever occur in fantasy football. So I don't know what Achane's got to do to prove to doubters that he's still the guy. I'm surprised this guy liked him and then now doesn't, because most Achane people would be like, I'm not scared of this situation. They didn't even, explain to me how their passing attack, I know Mike is gone, but explain to me how their passing attack was so great last year that it allowed Achane just to run wild. It wasn't. Like, they struggled, and he still does Achane things. He's still going to get the volume. He's a monster, bro. Achane's a monster. And not to mention,
got a first-round lineman.
And the offensive line's going to be pretty good, actually. The offensive line's going to be good. Anybody thinks that they're just going to crumble, they're not. The offensive line will play very well. And then on top of that, it's like, okay, where do you think Achane is if Mike and Tua are still there? You think he's going like number 8 overall? You're getting him in 2.5, 2.6. I got Achane the other day at 2.10. So whatever you're scared of is getting baked in, and you're not getting back in the game. Like, at some point, when you say, I'm a little worried about this, and then the risk gets baked in, at what point are you walking back into the Achane game? He's a mid-second round pick. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's not a very good take. You could tell your friend I still appreciate him, but I encourage him to stop running away from Devon Achane.
No, I mean, I agree with most of his, like probably 90% of what he says, but this I disagree on. I draft Achane almost every time from, like, the 2.8 to, probably even 2.6. Yeah, 2.6 to, like, 2.10.
Yeah.
It's a lot of value.
All right, my man. Anything else?
No. Thank you.
All right. Call back if you got another one. Later, bro.
Thank you.
All right. Before I go over to this 269 caller, Ron Navy, would you like to reply to any of the Achane doubt?
I think, just look at the history of awesome running backs, right? Look at Barry Sanders, probably arguably the best running back ever. He wasn't always on the great team, but he made the team. He made the team what it is. So I don't know why you're worried about Achane. We already know what he can do.
Yeah.
But I want to know what division. Okay, we'll do it. We'll make it a little easier, though. AFC, NFC. What 2 divisions out of each are the toughest, do you think, this year?
You mean the conferences? Yeah. I think that they're both very, very evenly matched in some ways, but I think at the end of the day, there's more heavy hitters in the AFC. And I know we always disagree.
No, not conferences, divisions.
Oh, which division?
What do you think the AFC toughest division is going to be?
Okay,
what do you think the NFC
the toughest single divisions. I got you. Well,
yep.
I by far think, and this doesn't mean that the Super Bowl winner can't come from one of the other divisions, like the Bengals could win it all or the Buffalo Bills, but I think, it's very hard to argue that there is a division out there that has 3 better teams than these 3 right here. You're not seeing where I'm pointing in the AFC West. Broncos, Chargers, Kansas City Chiefs. That's just such a strong trio. I think the Eagles, the Cowboys, and the Commanders are a very, very, very strong trio as well. I think the Rams, the Seahawks, and the Niners are also. I don't see another division that has 3 ballers like that. I think it's really these 3 divisions. It's the Rams, Seahawks, San Francisco West, and then it's the other West, the AFC West, Broncos, Chargers, Chiefs, and then I think that this division's pretty good. I don't know, one of them could fall off, but then if you're going to try and say, well, where's the firepower of another division that only has 2, big dogs that could still fight and maybe still kind of pull their weight and be just as good as the other divisions? The Lions and Bears, depending on how the Bears deal with all the different situations going on there and the change, Buffalo, New England are so strong. The two of those teams are so strong. Can they overpower a division that has three ballers? Maybe. And then Bengals and Ravens. I know you always want me to include the Steelers, but they're just not, in my opinion, the same level. But could they sneak into a wild card spot? You never know. But Ravens and
they're going to surprise you this year, buddy.
Are fantastic too. I don't know. I mean, this is a tough call. If you're trying to say what division has from top to bottom the most talent, I mean, even the Raiders are going to be better than people think. I don't think they have a shot in hell of making the playoffs because of the division they're in. But I just think they're going to, Bowers is going to ball out. Genty's going to ball out. Fernando Mendoza, once he gets in there, is going to be phenomenal. The defense is better than people think. I think from top to bottom, this is the best division. The Rams, the other West, Rams, Seahawks, Niners, and Cardinals are pretty good, but I think the Seahawks could regress a lot. So my final answer is most certainly this Broncos, West, Chargers, Chiefs. And then honestly, if I'm trying to pick the second toughest division, it's probably, I mean, the Eagles, Cowboys, and Commanders is tough, man. I don't know. I think it's arguable. It's debatable for sure. I think people get into their.
We don't know what Harbaugh's going to do with the Giants, so you could even throw the Giants into that division. I mean,
no thanks.
We'll see what he does.
I think Harbaugh. I don't like Harbaugh at all. I think Harbaugh. There's a reason the Ravens ran away from him and pushed him out actually. And his first course of action was hiring Matt Nagy. So Matt Nagy's running that offense. I'm very excited about Neighbors. I'm very worried about Cam Scatteraboo with his inability to make good decisions. I know he said he wasn't going to do backflips outside of football again, but there was clarification that he will do backflips during games. He says he's doing that. But Matt Nagy's in charge. Confirmation today, Matt Nagy will be in charge of the rushing attack. That's horrible. I think Neighbors, this team will play from behind. Neighbors will get tons of volume, so I love Neighbors, but I don't really want anything else in this offense. Really worried about Dart staying healthy too. Matt Nagy's trash. So I think we're replacing Matt Nagy away from a season until we can get, the right offensive coordinating mind in place. And I think Harbaugh will always be only as good as his offensive coordinator. So if they bring in somebody remarkable, kind of like the other Harbaugh, they bring in Mike McDaniel, I think both Harbaughs are only as good as their offensive coordinators. And the game is, in a sense, to me, passed them by to the point where they can't sustain without having the perfect offensive coordinator. It's the same thing with Sirianni. Sirianni's a trash coach until he gets the right offensive coordinator. Dan Campbell is becoming a cheerleader in chief. He's a good motivator. I don't think he's bad. Like Sirianni is kind of toxic to me, whereas I think Campbell's very positive. He's very Vrabel, despite Vrabel's off the field behaviors and that toxic stuff. Vrabel on the field's good for the players. Players love him. Dan Campbell on the field, the players love him. So those are not problematic head coaches by any means, but I think the two Harbaughs are examples of those guys. When they don't have the right offensive coordinator, they don't do well. When the Harbaughs don't have the right offensive coordinator, you start to realize what good are they, either of them. Like even when they're speaking, I don't understand a word they're saying. Either one of them. That Giants introduction was just cringy. You saw that. But I don't know. That's how I feel about it, Ron. I know not everybody agrees with me, but what else you got, Ron?
I mean, Harbaugh's had success. He's got a Super Bowl under his wing, and his teams are always been competitive.
Yeah. So, well, you can say the same thing about Tomlin. You can say the same thing about Tomlin. Exact same thing about Tomlin. And you hate Tomlin. So, I mean,
I hate Tomlin.
Yeah, so it's the same argument. Hammer dropping what?
See, it doesn't matter because I'm not a Baltimore fan, so I don't look at it the same way as I do with Tomlin being the Steeler fan that I am.
Yeah. Hammer dropping a $20 super chat. Hammer, appreciate you dropping the additional 20. And Hammer's actually on the phone line, so let me go to Hammer real quickly. Give me Chase Brown this year all day long. Bengals season is in full effect. Hammer, you're live.
What's going on? Yeah, I mean, I think Achane's a better player, but I just think that Chase Brown in that system is somewhat foolproof. I mean, once they got that idiot backup and even put in Flacco, I mean, the guy just went nuclear. So again, with Joe Burrow and Flacco, I don't see how it doesn't work unless he gets hurt.
And another
To
thing,
say that for every player.
yeah. And I know Jamar Chase is great. I mean, we all know that. So T. Higgins is really good, but look at what Chase Brown still did with Flacco in there. And Flacco's a kind of a unique bird in how he can get things kind of cooking, and he's not bad at all. But that's the same thing, when you look at if Malik Willis is as good as Flacco in different ways, but if he is, and I believe he is, I believe he's better than Joe Flacco. I think, Flacco is just a unique fit for the Bengals. It's a really good fit, and he can throw the ball down the field, and that's what you need in that particular system. But Malik Willis, to me, could he fail because he has no receivers? Maybe. I don't know why the Miami Dolphins didn't bring in Deebo. I don't know why they're not trying to get Diggs. Maybe because of the off-the-field stuff that the NFL is saying, hold on. But those are two players that have been sitting out there that could really help Malik Willis progress. But I love Malik Willis, and that's another reason Achane can ball. And he doesn't have to be held back because his team isn't the best team in the league. Sometimes there's a perfect combination of playing from behind, being matchup proof, being game script proof, being the kind of guy that can catch 100 yards or rush for 100 yards. Jeremiah Love's in the same boat. Cardinals aren't going to hold him back as long as he gets the volume, which I think ultimately he will. He's the number 3 overall pick. He's getting paid $50 million guaranteed. The only concerns I would have for both Jeremiah Love and Achane, though, if all things are even and equal, and you can get a guy like Hampton, or you can get a guy like Walker, or you can get a guy like Chase Brown, when you're talking about Achane, and you're talking about players like that, and they're losing, and there's nothing to play for, and they get a sprained ankle that they normally play through, a bruised rib, or kind of almost like a near fractured rib, or anything, a tight hamstring, and there's nothing to play for, they will sit week 17, week 16, and the teams also, especially if they're quarterback needy through the draft, they're more than likely very open-minded to taking a dive in the final 2 weeks in order to get a higher pick to get one of those quarterbacks. So you have to be very careful when you're dealing with all things being equal. That's why Hampton does kind of have the edge over Achane, even though I love Achane. So to the caller and that guy's point, there is concern and risk to a certain level when all things are equal, and you just got to weigh those things out. And so, even with Chase Brown, you get to Chase Brown and you get to, other options. There's certain things you got to weigh out there. Like the injury concerns for the Bengals have always kind of been there, like whether it's Chase or Burrow or something. So there's a little bit of that you factor in. With Hampton, we don't know if Hampton's fully going to stay healthy. We don't know if Walker's going to fully stay healthy. So that's why some people land on James Cook, and he's been very consistent. So you got to just look at all of that. And take some shots at different things. And if you're only playing in one or two leagues, then you gotta pot commit to somebody. There's risk everywhere. But I think outlining that there's risk for everybody, but they're all very, very close. That's where diversifying your fantasy football portfolio through a bunch of underdog drafts using promo code Smitty. I'll drop the link in the live chat. We'll jump into a draft here in a second. If you want to jump in, Ron, if you want to jump in, we'll count it down here on the live stream. But here's the link. If anybody wants to get in, we'll pin it in the live chat. Hammer, what else you got? Then back over to Ron.
Yeah, I mean, I made the prediction. I still think Cincinnati will make the Super Bowl. I know the defense might be improved a little bit, but it's still, like, just going back real quick to Chase Brown, it just still makes it where it's still just going to be Cincinnati still just needing to put up that many points. And again, like, the fact that they do have T. Higgins and Jamar Chase alleviates, something where it might be a little different for Achane when it comes to, not loading the box or the check. I mean, it's a monster to try and just stop that offense.
Yeah. Okay, let me go to this caller real quick, then over to Ron. 269, you're live. We'll jump in a draft in a second, so if you want to get in on it, Hammer, just stay right there. 269, you're live. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from North Carolina. Longtime fan. I'm happy to see the channel grow so much over the years.
Thanks, pal.
I just got a couple players I wanted to bring up and see your thoughts on.
All right, hit me with it.
Well, first, Nico Collins is a player I feel like people aren't really talking about much because he's in a very consistent situation that hasn't really changed much. But like, what do you feel about his current ADP? He's kind of going late second. I like to grab him mid second, early second, especially when I go running back in the first round. But I'm just kind of curious what you think because people are concerned about his injury history, but it is tricky because it's just kind of random injuries, different areas in his body. So starting off with him.
Yeah, but you said mid second or early second. I'd never draft him early second because you don't need to. He might climb a little bit in different formats, but the fact is he's kind of a 2-3 turn player in general, and I think that's good. That price is in a little risk. He has lived in this like 12-13 territory for years, so it's a good value. You're getting a discount. It's certainly baked in. So I 100% love Nico at the 2-3 turn. I just think if you start grabbing him too early, that definitely isn't something that I would fully advise. Mute yourself. I'll be right with you. That's something I wouldn't advise doing on the regular is taking them any higher than you have to. Because once you get here, bro, you're talking about A.J. Brown. You're talking about A-Chain. You're talking about Chase Brown, Walker, Hampton. Nico's not better picks than those guys, in my opinion. But I do believe when you get down to the Rice, especially Devontae Smith, who I think has no business being here, McBride, Nico's in that conversation. Love, Pickens, Nico, McBride, Rice. You know, those are all very, very good picks right there. There's no way I'd let Nico fall past like 3.4 if I was drafting there because once you get to Olave, Flowers, Kyron, Higgins, you know, only Buka or Ladd, and I don't even want to take them that high because you don't have to. We'll see where Buka settles. I'm getting kind of concerned about how high Buka is climbing. We're seeing him at the 2-3 turn now. Yeah. So at some point we got to figure out where our line is on that one. But yeah, I mean Nico's fine right here.
Okay. Yeah, and I do all my drafting on sleeper, which is a little bit different. I feel like they have such a deep running back run all the way through 2.4, 2.5. And usually there's really not somebody I would rather take because I usually take Nico over Drake because I feel like London's situation is so bad over there. It's just concerning.
Well, Nico's is no better, bro. I mean, Stroud's rattled. Their offensive line was horrible last year, and you could say they're improving it, but until we see it, their running backs were getting clobbered left and right. I don't think Monty's some fix for that. They're just they struggled pretty bad on the offensive side. Yeah, they have a good defense, but that can only carry you for so long. And a lot of these defenses that are so good that have horrible offenses, they end up getting hurt, you know, and they sometimes the next year they're not even the same producing defense. So I don't think I think you've got a team in Atlanta that's got to throw the ball a lot. Tommy Reese did fantastic with Fannin. London is Fannin. Fannin is London. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn's Finkel. This isn't like where, okay, Fannon's he's a tight end. It's not going to work out for London. It's going to be Kyle Pitts. Like, that's not necessarily the case because Kyle Pitts, he might do well under Tommy Reese, but really it's Tommy Reese only had Fannin. Fannon's a wide receiver, bro. Fannon's not a tight end. He's a wide receiver. And so London's probably going to get the Tommy Reese treatment. And keep in mind, London last year was the number one wide receiver, I believe, 3 different times. Number 1. So London's got a lot more, I would say, upside than Nico, which is why he goes higher. Is there risk? I think there's risk with both of them. I'd probably draft London 8 times out of 10 over Nico because their situations are not different.
Sorry, I guess the injury risk isn't as significant with London, and I don't really buy into it with Collins as much, but it's still there. Like, he has been hurt a lot, but I just don't like saying he's injury prone.
They both kind of are.
He's had a hamstring, like a bunch of random injuries, you know.
Yeah. Do a Mania. We'll probably do a Mania next. We'll see. Hold on. I'll see what the boys want on the phone. DJ Moore, Jonathan Brooks, or Higgins, Woody, all dynasty. DJ Moore, Jonathan Brooks, Higgins. I mean, T. Higgins is the safest. DJ Moore's got a lot of 1-year appeal. And he could have like 2 years. It's possible. I would probably say Higgins is your safe play, especially if it's like PPR. But Brooks is fantastic too in this situation, but I just think he's a little bit further downstream value wise, Daniel. So you're paying way more than you need to. So don't don't look at that choice of Higgins over Brooks as a me dismissing Brooks' capability, but you can't buy him there yet. Higgins is just too much higher than him in value. But thank you, Daniel, for dropping that. All right, anything else, my guy? I got to go around the phone line.
If you have time, it's obviously up to you. But I was
quick
wondering
question.
how you feel JT coming off the board mid-first as the RB4.
I don't hate it. I like Genty more, but I certainly would not draft 10 Genties and 0 JTs if in the exact same situation side by side. I want Genty too, or I want JT too. If I only had one league, it's going to be Genty. But JT was so good last year. You just can't walk away from it. You can certainly say, let me juggle this a little bit and say, let me get 6 or 7 Genties and 4, or 3 JTs, but you have to get some JT. You just can't dismiss what he did, but don't put all your eggs in one basket because he does, get banged up. You got to rely on Danny Dimes. He's coming back from an Achilles. And even though Aaron Rodgers and Kirk Cousins came back from an Achilles, those guys don't run at all. So Daniel Jones is putting his Achilles, even though he's younger, in a pretty vulnerable spot because this man's going to be exploding off of it consistently. And if he's rushing back, which he is, the likelihood of tearing the other Achilles tendon or re-rupturing this one goes up dramatically. A lot of people say, the Achilles injuries, they're really, really good now, Smitty. And sometimes they can make them even stronger or whatever. But you got to understand that if they're compensating, and you're naturally going to, when you have an ACL tear and you come back, you're naturally going to compensate. You don't know how much, you're just going to do it. And you're wearing down both your Achilles tendons sometimes at the same rate, which means that Daniel Jones, his other Achilles tendon, is not probably in the best shape. So if he's compensating and overloading and overworking it, then he's probably going to be, susceptible of tearing that Achilles if he's rushing back. Just like George Kittle, the way George Kittle plays and explodes, if he rushes back for week 1, it's not so much I'm worried about his repaired Achilles. I think he has a chance to tear the other one. And I predicted this with Cam Akers to a T within weeks. Yeah. All right, I got to go, my man. I got to circle around the phone line and call back if you got another one. Samuel, just mute yourself real quick. Rock out, mute yourself. I hear a bunch of echoes. I don't know if somebody's not on mute, but please mute yourself. Let's jump into a draft, boys. Hammer and Ron, are you guys okay with Best Ball Mania, or you don't have to jump in at all if you don't want to?
Yeah, hold on. Let me
probably just watch.
What? Okay. I'm gonna pull it up. Let me know when. Yeah.
I'm adding some more funds here.
All right. Sam, you're live. Hang tight, Hammer, and I'll tell you when. Sam, you're live.
Hey, what's up, Smitty? I wanted to do the Mania if you want to do it, but I wanted to ask about Sadiq. Do you like Sadiq this year? Do you think he has a chance to stand out, or is he kind of hidden in that offense?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think Gino is going to do that well unless they're back up that the rookie everyone's kind of thinking about right now. Unless something happens there where we got some diamond in the rough situation, I think we're just going to see flashes of what might be coming down the stream later, in 2027, because he needs his quarterback, bro. His starting quarterback's not on the roster, most likely, like I said, unless we got a diamond in the rough situation, which you never know. But I don't think you can count on Sadiq. There's bro, you got Omar Cooper Jr., you got A.D. Mitchell, you have Garrett Wilson, you have Breece Hall catching a tremendous amount of passes. So how is Gino gonna support that? So you're going to have sporadic play. Omar Cooper Jr. is really good, but even he can't consistently deliver until there's a quarterback on the roster.
Yeah, I feel that. He is a athletic specimen. I think he's a beast in the making.
He could be. We loved him. I mean, we loved him when he landed in New York. We were pissed. We wanted him in Cincy or something like that, but it is what it is. All right, hang tight. Mute yourself if you could. I'm going to jump into a draft here when Hammer's ready, and I'll go to Rock Out after that. Hammer, let me know when you're good to go.
I'm ready. Just tell me when to hit the enter button.
Hit it, enter now. Do it live. Boom. All right. It says drafting soon. So hopefully we're in the same one.
57 seconds left.
Yep, that should be it. You should see me in there.
Ooh.
Somebody tell me I got a good pick, damn it.
11 and 12, you and I.
Jeez, man. The one time I get one, I time out.
You got the 12, Smitty.
Yeah, figures.
All we got to do is say Godwin.
A bunch of snipers in here.
I should take Godwin off my list. All right, rock out, you're live. Everybody else, I don't have any reverb on Hammer or Ron Navy, but if everybody else can mute, because I just get a lot of reverb for some reason with you guys. Go ahead, rock out. What do you got? What do you hear? What do you say? You're live.
So what do you make of ETN? He has a pretty favorable playoff schedule. You got Carolina, Tampa Bay, Arizona, Atlanta. And what do you think AK's role going to be behind him?
I think Kamara is going to be a decent cuff for sure. But
Celebration tour.
But yeah, I'm not worried about Kamara, and I'm not really drafting him standalone.
He's a very good cuff.
But I think you're going to get a monster year out of ETN. ETN's going to be used like crazy. They're paying him. Not only are they paying him, he's got a lot to prove. Got a chip on his shoulder. The offense is fantastic. So, it's going to be, when I say fantastic, I just mean it's a very, very good system for him. He's going to thrive there in that system, in that setup. What else you got, rock out?
You got any feelings on Downsy in Indiana?
Yeah, I like Downs a lot. He's good. I mean, Alec Pierce waited too long to have the surgery. He made a bad decision to not have surgery. He tried not to have surgery, ended up needing to get it anyway, so we got it late. The hope is that he's ready for week 1, so now he's rushing back. I want nothing to do with Alec Pierce. I like Downs a lot. Downs should be very, very reasonably priced too in most scenarios. So he's a great bench wide receiver. Nobody should have him in their 3 or anything, but he's a great wide receiver. All right, rock out, mute yourself just so I could have less reverb. Let me draft here real quickly, and then I'll go over to Scotty Do. AJ Brown, round 1. You guys are just reachers, man. Jeez. Let's go with good old Hampton and good old Genty, and go a little RB action. Scotty Do, you are live, young man.
Come back to me, Smitty. Come back to me.
Okay. Don't want to keep you. Ron Navy, what else you got? Everybody else mute, please, if you could. Hello?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I don't know what else to bring up. I brought up a couple things, and I'm just gonna watch the draft. I'm just gonna watch you guys draft.
Okay. Thank you, Ron. Let me know if you have anything. We got.
Hey, everybody, take care. I'm gonna hop off here.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're hopping off. Okay, call on anytime, Ron. We miss you having you here, and everybody always asks where you're at. So call on anytime.
See you, Ron.
All right. See y'all later.
Definitely
Bye.
call during the season, Ron. All right, bye.
Huh? Definitely call what?
During the season. We need more Ron during the year.
Oh.
Hold on, John. All right.
Ron,
Thanks.
See you guys later.
Thanks, Ron. Later.
Thanks.
Purple John, you were live.
Oh, hey, I've been watching chat. People were saying that I think you missed Daniel's chat twice. He sent it up, and then he did it a second time. He put it on the screen and didn't read it. That's all I'm calling in. Have a great night, man.
Thanks, John. Thanks, John. Let me merge Travis in here real quickly. Travis, I got you on the line here. Daniel, you think you missed Achan Jamo versus Love Dynasty chat. Okay, let me look, Daniel. I appreciate that. Thanks, John, for telling me. And then more John Dredd dropping the $20 super chat. Appreciate you, young man.
Alert. Super chat.
I'll put you on the Drake May video here in a second. Let me just find Daniel's, and then Daniel's calling in right here. All right, the phone line's probably going to be tapped out, guys. I don't think I'm going to answer. I'm gonna have a button that says phone lines closed that I'll put on screen. Some of you can breach in and get into the line, no problem. A lot of people have like Moon Man cards and stuff, which is basically a phone line breach. Let me go find Daniel's super chat. Thank you very much, Dredd. You said, thank you, Smitty. Every now and then I'm at work and I just say, Chase Brown. Also, every now and then when you're working, I hope you have us playing in the earbud as well as we try and, have businesses all around the country working at 20% less capacity as everybody's listening to the show. HN and JMO or Love. Is this the one that I missed? DJ, bro, I got the Higgins one. I think you missed the JMO versus Love. Yeah, this must be it. HN and JMO or Love. HN and JMO or Love. I'd take HN and JMO. Because, I mean, think about it, bro. I mean, HN's going above Love in probably any draft you do. I think in Dynasty, Love might climb over HN, but maybe not. They're really close. I think people still love HN. I don't know that right now people are drafting Love in the top 5 or 6 in Dynasty startups. I just don't think people are doing it. Does he deserve to be considered there? I think he does, but his cost of entry, I don't know where it would be in a Dynasty startup with the freaking out going on around this Arizona Cardinals situation. People are freaking out like crazy. I think HN and JMO's pretty good. I like Love a lot, though. I don't know. You know what? I'm kind of wavering on that one. Travis, what do you like Love more than HN and JMO?
I mean, kind of a cop-out, but can you use JMO, or is JMO just going to sit on your bench? Something kind of look at it from that way. Although in a vacuum in Dynasty, I'll take Love long term.
Yeah, I don't know. Chat, vote on that one.
I don't think there's a wrong answer though. HN is HN.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of go back and forth. Let me play this Drake May video. Chat, vote on that, and then I'll read some of your votes on that particular question. It's a tough one. I don't think there's a wrong answer. I'm wavering, though, more than I thought I was going to after I said it out loud, and I'm like, I don't know, though. Like, where do I... Like, the ADP matters, but it doesn't matter. If the market's not there, you don't just take the lesser player, but at the same time, like, JMO's...
Is this his $5,000 league?
I don't know. Yeah, is this your big league, bro? Drake May, let me put this up. And let me put Travis on here, too. He deserves to be on here. Travis, can you drop a comment in the chat so I can screenshot it and put it on there? All right. Thank you, more John Dredd. You get on the May season video. Dropping the $20 super chat. Anybody that drops a 20 tonight gets it. My team so far in the draft tonight, this is a best ball mania. Hammer, what draft slot are you? You're 11? You got AJ Brown. Oh, that was AJ Brown. Hammer took AJ Brown. Okay, that makes sense then. Because I remember I was like, whoa, who took AJ Brown? AJ Brown, Chase Brown, Javonte Higgins. That's a very Hammer team, so I could see that from a mile away now. JJ Bowers, ETN, Josh Allen. That's a good team. JJ, you need JJ to get Kyler in there though. Damn, I don't know. Travis, what is your vibe on the Kyler Murray JJ situation? Because there's been good released the last 24 hours about both J9 and Kyler. It just depends on what you read. Like people are like, Kyler's throwing dimes, and then you go to another report and it's like J9 looks fantastic. He's like everyone's all over the map. Yeah. That's why beat writers are so bad to look at. For this information.
It's like right now, I just can't draft KJ like where he's going until we know, because it's I don't trust, even if like JJ McCarthy looked good and he won the starting job, I don't trust that. So until I know Kyler's the starter,
and even if he is, he's like now he's behind. Like I'm not saying Kyler can't catch up a little bit, but at some point, it's like you've waited until what? Let's say it's August 8, August 10. You've waited till now to start prepare him as a starter. In a 12-team Superflex full PPR Dynasty startup, what's the earliest you take Cyrus Allen? boy, when we get there into this draft, then we can kind of, I think, digest where we would adjust it up in a dynasty. But I can't imagine in single-digit rounds or anything, bro. Anybody taking him that early is getting, like, unfortunately overhyping the situation. Like, if we were drafting in a dynasty startup now, I could see one of you guys out there drafting right now. You reachers, you might take him like the 8th round. Like, it's just not a good example watching a draft where we all come together. Because I think my group is the most knowledgeable group in the space. I think you guys are trained, highly trained monsters at drafting. But when we get together, we have FOMO, and you guys all start just grabbing players too early. And before you know it, no one has good teams in the entire draft because everybody screwed it all up. Bucky just went. Nice pick. I think I might roll.
I have a comment about JJ.
All right, hold on a second. Let me go. I'm going to go JD5 here and mix it up. JD5, BTJ, Mike Evans, Lab McConkey, Genty, Hampton. I knew Hammer had AJB anyway, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to let this be a variant. Different. I don't need to have made every draft. And I need more JD5, so this is a good opportunity for me. My team's very balanced. I like it a lot. Lad Evans and BTJ is pretty damn scary. Considering I like that a lot. Go ahead, Scotty. Is that Scotty yelling in the back? Scotty, what's up?
Sorry, I was using the restroom. Hey, is it crazy to say that I wouldn't even touch JJ until like the 3rd round? Like everyone in the 1st and 2nd round, I personally would grab over JJ just based on his situation and everything that we've kind of talked about the last few nights. Is it crazy to push him to the 3rd round and take everyone else above him?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think you're getting a little out of control staying round 3. But I would say when you're at the bottom of 2, or I'm sorry, the top of 2, I was gonna say, it makes a lot of sense to be like, you know, if JJ were to change hands with, let's say, Bowers. Like, let's just say that happened. You're drafting essentially like the same team, whether you get JJ here, or here. Like this block of 6 picks is not much different. So him dropping there, not a concern at all. But if you kick him down and you start getting to the London and Pickens territory, like I understand it, but I don't know it's as easy as saying like there's cost of entry arguments, bro. So it's not about like the way you wording it is like you're valuing JJ in round 3. It's almost like would you pass on him for a running back and then address the receiver position later? Like there's no way to really put it like you're gonna draft JJ in the 3rd round, or do you rank him in the 3rd round? Just like I can't rank McCaffrey in the 4th round, but I let other people take him. So JJ's not. Right. It's kind of a ridiculous argument to start talking about round 3 at all. It's just a matter of if he was even to fall to the top of 2, would you still take him there, or would you just say, let me grab one of these receivers like Lamb or whatever, or not?
Well, that's the conversation, right? Is to say how far down the line would you get before you would draft JJ, I guess. But he's not going to fall that far, like you said.
Well, let's say he was on the board at 23. I'm taking him there.
20, so 2.11. Yeah.
I mean, grab Rice or Neighbors.
I mean, there's just
second, I'd probably take him.
There's just as much risk with those guys, though. At some point, you gotta. But yeah, I don't know. All right, real quickly, let me go through this next pick here. What round are we going in? Round. So this is 7-8 turn, right? 7-8 turn. Go. We'll go. Oh. What am I doing tonight? I'm out of my mind. I just autoed on Stevenson. But the worst part is giving me the wrong player every time.
If I may add, Smitty.
You know what? Real quickly, a lot of you say, Smitty, you time out a lot. Look, I'm running an operation here. You know, like it is hard. Some of you go, I can't talk right now, like you, Scotty, do. You're like, all right, come back to me. Like you can't do two things at once. I'm doing 1,000 things at once, but damn it, I just timed out on the wrong player. Like at least I got to get in the habit of queuing mother freaking players. And someone says I could just, set my pre-rank up, and I probably will do that. But for some reason, I like using the 80. And I know you can switch back and forth, but
yeah,
I don't know. I should just do it and switch.
I
But
don't like doing it.
For some reason, I don't. I don't.
Stubborn too.
I'm stubborn, and then I promise myself I'm going to pay more attention and I'm going to figure it out. But damn, Stevenson, you got to be kidding me.
It's probably just like you say though. Just cue some guys before, right? Like
if I could just
catch up to too, though.
If I could just get in the damn habit of it, like when I'm on the clock, all I got to do is find a guy, like hit the star and then move on, and you don't feel like worried, and you don't feel like you're taxing the. I mean, good God! Like I could have had. Look at all the players I could have had. I could have had Michael Wilson. I could have had. I could just throw him on the roster. Hampton, and I wanted Brooks no matter what, so then I wasn't able to go with like another receiver or something. I could have taken Mahomes and just had him instead of Stevenson. Oh, well, maybe Stevenson gets me some points that matter, and he's just kind of like, I don't hate him, but. Okay, anyway. What, Scotty?
I was gonna say, I'm glad Deebo's back on the Niners. I actually wore his jersey today, so I was never a person to talk crap about Deebo for leaving the Niners. I know a lot of people did, but I've always liked Deebo. I've always been a big fan of him.
And he's still
I'm pretty glad that he's back on the Niners.
You got the 19, Deebo 19.
Yeah, I got the Deebo 19 jersey.
Yeah, he's back in 19, right? He's wearing 19 now. Again.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, that's what I
well,
thought.
it's like, bro, that's like you have the mullet and you didn't shave it, and the mullet came back into style, and you're just ready to go, bro. You're just ready. You don't need to get a haircut. You don't need to grow it out. You already got the mullet waiting. You just back in style. Deebo, can you imagine the people that got rid of the 19, got the 1, and now they're back at the.
Oh, and then the people who burned it, they were burning Deebo jerseys. Yeah, the Niners probably wanted to get a new number just for the money.
Yep.
He seems like a humble dude.
Yeah, I love Deebo. I've been on. We used to do we did a what was it called? Before Twitter Spaces, what was the one that came out? Not Lunchbox. What was it called? I want to say Lunchbox. It was the original Spaces type environment. It came out during the pandemic, and it was Clubhouse. Clubhouse? Is it Clubhouse?
Oh,
I think it was
Party something.
I think it was called Clubhouse. And we go on there. That was before Spaces was available on Twitter. But we go on there, and Deebo came into one of ours one time. He used to follow. I don't know if he followed me, but he followed
House Party.
No, wasn't called that. Let's see here. Hold on, I gotta make this pick here. Let's go.
What about your 49ers buddy? I know there's some guy that's your friend. Has you ever talked to Deebo?
Hold on, I'm in the middle of a story here. So, he used to come on our, come into that Clubhouse audio stream or whatever. But I remember there was a time where Deebo was in there, and I asked him a question. He came up onto the stage, and I was on the stage, talking, because it was kind of like in Twitter where you get vaulted up. And I ended up saying something about him that supported him, and he says something I don't know about all that or something like that. And I was trying to defend him. And Deebo was like, I don't know about all that. But Deebo he would follow Raj. I think he's unfollowed Raj. He'll like not want to see any distractions, and then he'll just like distance himself. But yeah, Deebo's been a pretty active social media guy, like with a lot of the Niner creators and stuff. But he's then dipped out. We had Frank Gore on one time. We were talking to Frank Gore. We talked to a lot of people on the quad box, we called it. But Frank Gore came on. I remember when Frank Gore came on, and what were we talking to him about? Something Niner related. I feel like he broke something. I forget, like he broke some news. I forget what it was. Oh, oh no, I know what it was. Yeah, talking about, I think, becoming a part of the organization or something. Like in the like he wanted to work for the Niners, and I think he like broke it on our stream. But anyway, let's see here. I used to talk to AJ Brown every offseason too. What'd you say, Scotty?
I did some best ball drafts today, and I grabbed Deebo in all of them. I'm kind of excited to have him on my bench, waiting to put some points up.
Yeah, I think he's going to be pretty good. Bruce, is Bruce on the line? I know Rockout's there, but did Bruce join? Bruce, you there? I don't know if Bruce hung up or if Bruce didn't dial in, and I kind of forget. But Bruce asked me a question last night about Deebo, and I didn't like dismiss it entirely, but I just said, I don't know if Deebo's going to be... Travis, who is the player he was comparing him to, though, in terms of value? Like, they were far apart, and I still don't condone what he was thinking, but I shouldn't have dismissed him as much as I did. And I didn't, like, totally dismiss him, but just, like, Deebo could be pretty valuable. But what was the player?
Was it him or someone else that called in asking about Evans? Evans and Deebo.
Oh, maybe it was. Yeah, it might have been Evans and Deebo, which is why I dismissed it so much. But I should have talked more on Deebo's potential. Deebo has some good potential, but it's like double-digit round potential, My team so far is looking pretty good. It's Hampton, Genty, Ladd, McConkey, Evans, BTJ, JD5, Stevenson, Brooks, Bo Nix, Wandell. Pretty good. Let me go Keaton Mitchell here. And let me roll with Chigakonkwo, just because I have JD5 and there's no way I'm going to make it all the way back without Chig. All right, let me circle around the phone line here. And we've got a lot of time to burn on, and I don't know if we're gonna have to bank some of it tonight too. But how much time we had, like 75 minutes that we needed.
75 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know if I can go through 75 minutes of show tonight on top of. So let me put this up on screen. Let's
do some of it.
Yeah, let's I want to put half of it. Luis, we're going to use half of this as we go, okay? We'll use another half tomorrow, but 36 minutes left in the show. And then we'll go from there. And we'll use the other half tomorrow night. Let's try that. And if anybody extends, we can definitely extend on top of this, but rather than have 75 minutes counting down. And we're an hour and a half through the show, so it's not like I'm putting the timer up like 10 minutes in. Good pick on Jonah Coleman. I don't think he would have been coming back to you. So Hammer, that was a great patience you used there, because normally you would take him at that like 100 pick, the 110 or the 107. So that was good.
Yeah, I actually like this draft a lot.
Yeah, Yeah. AJ Brown's a little high, but I understand.
But
Sometimes
where I was at though, going back, I didn't like the receivers.
yeah, you can't get that combo very often, so it doesn't hurt to try a draft out. Like that's the thing about underdog is sometimes you don't like Neighbors as like a mid third round ADP, but I don't mind doing a draft where you go Gibbs, Love, Neighbors. I think whoever drafted Love, Gibbs, and Neighbors there, you screwed up taking Monty, but you still should have drafted Neighbors at 25 to help his ADP even a little bit. Like don't screw his ADP up, bro. You had a chance to put him in second. Although we like to drive and Love's ADP down too, but all right, let me go around the phone.
Wasn't Chase Brown a round 2 pick last year too? I had to go back and check the ADP.
I want to say he was. Earliest I picked Cyrus Allen. We're gonna look for that in this draft here, so just hang tight. And then I was thinking 13 to 16 round range for Allen. Maybe, yeah. In the dynasty startup though, it'd be a little different, and it's a super flex, so then that changes that. Hard to say, bro. It really is hard to say. I don't know that I have a good feel, or anybody would have a good feel of where Cyrus Allen should go in a dynasty startup. I guess if we look at the receivers right now, he's probably he's pegged to go about 212, which is the last round, but he's been going a little higher, so his ADP is probably going to adjust tonight or tomorrow, but then the injury, so who knows. But that's redraft. So I would imagine if you look up at these names, I still think you're drafting, you're probably drafting Wandell, Addison, Fannin, Monangai, Baker, Shuck, Coker, Stribling, potentially over him, but like 12, 13, like maybe right about where we're at now, but it's going to look different because it's dynasty startup, but I don't know, maybe just definitely double digits. Don't go crazy. 12, 13, 14, maybe. I don't know. Is that too high for Cyrus Allen? I don't think it is. Like right here, Trey Tucker. Who cares about Trey Tucker? Jalen McMillan. I know it'll look different in Dynasty, but like these are the kind of names roughly you could see. Taking him above Casey Concepcion is fine too. I like Casey Concepcion still, but there's nothing wrong with liking Cyrus Allen as a third receiver in the draft class. I mean, he's that good. Let's go with
I don't know if Trey Tucker's even going to have a job. I mean, a starting job. I think Malik Benson's taking his job.
I don't know what's going on with my app. I think I need to I don't think I was the one that autoed. I think I need to update it. I need to delete it and re-update it because I had like 8 seconds left and it just autoed.
There was an update for Underdog not too long ago.
Yeah, I think that last night and tonight, because I look over, I'm paying attention to the stream, and I'm thinking I have time, and then I look over, and all of a sudden I'm like I swipe and I draft, and it's already time has already passed, even though it's showing me I have 8 seconds left. I don't understand what I gotta update it because I could have swore I didn't miss that other pick too, that Ramondre pick. I especially think the God.
I have a question.
Was not, that one I did not do that one. That was not on me. I did not mess up on the Godwin pick. What's up?
The question I asked you, I think it might have been yesterday or the day before, I had gotten offered Walker for my Hampton. It's still sitting there. I haven't made a decision yet, but I do have Keaton Mitchell in that league as well. And I just want to know what your thoughts on Keaton Mitchell, if he's going to be someone that's going to be playable every week. If so, then I'm kind of more leaning towards pulling the trigger on the trade. But I don't know. I'm on the fence about it, man.
Dynasty or redraft?
Redraft. I have Hampton and Tootin and White on my top 3 running backs.
Well, I mean, Hampton's going over Walker pretty much every time. I'm not saying that you need to do it, do it off that. They're pretty close, but I mean, you've got Keith Mitchell. You could have Keith Mitchell and Walker, and you could have the best of both worlds potentially. But I think I don't know. I'm torn on it. Like, do you have any other Walker or Hampton shares somewhere? Like, maybe use that as your guide to get a little mix.
I think I have 2 Hampton and 3 or 4 Walker.
Jeez.
So Walker a tad more.
Then I guess I'd keep Hampton and have it diversified. And I kind of rank him ahead anyway in a vacuum. But I love Walker, bro. I think Walker's going to tear it up this year. I love both of them. Hampton's going to tear it up this year. I want both of them. So keep it even. Don't start swaying it one direction. Because then if you have injury and you have like 4 teams versus 2, just keep it to 3 and 3 or whatever you got it going on.
I offered him
or make him
AJ
overpay.
Brown for his Walker, but he didn't take it.
Well, I mean that's pretty understandable to like either one over the other. This depends on your team need. Maybe you didn't need the position of need. They're both going to be ballers, bro. They're both going to be absolute machines. And they're in high octane offenses. They're going to live in the red zone. Both teams are fighting for probably a division win or good playoff seeding. There's no threat of sitting if they got a hangnail or something. Like those are Walker, AJB, Hampton. Those are all great plays, bro. They're so secure. And I'll have a ranking on the fantasyfootballshow.com that will have a risk of that. Like how much risk is there that this player could sit if there's a little injury? And even more of a risk if the team is in need of a quarterback. Look at how Max Crosby got sat, and he didn't want to sit, and they sat him anyway. So if a team needs a QB and they got a hangnail, they're sitting out week 17, week 16. It's dangerous, bro.
As far as Parker Washington and BTJ go, do you kind of mix and match them? I mean, how do you see that offense going? Are they going to be like the top 2 target getters?
Oh, hold on a second, bro. I'm still doing it. Damn it. I got to update my app. I've never had this problem before, too, so I'm not blaming the app. The app is always very, very sound, very, very structurally sound, so not complaining. But I do need to update it. I need to delete it, update it, or to see if there's an update. Let me close it real quick and go back in. And I could just draft on the web, but my setup isn't really set up for it right now tonight. But let's pull up the app. Let's update this bad boy. I'm not an IT specialist per se, but yep, there's an update. I work in the world of IT essentially, right? The number one fix is restarting or, updating and then restarting, and then all of your problems go away. So there we go. I'm updated. I'm ready to go. Let me pull up the draft. We should have no more problems going forward. Who did I get? I didn't even see. Brian Robinson Jr., that's not bad. So my team so far is what? I at least feel better that I didn't screw up the Godwin pick now, or really the Stevenson pick. I don't blame myself. Lad McConkey, Mike Evans, BTJ, Wandell, Antonio Williams, Chiga Conquo. My running auto drafting on Brian Robinson Jr. was horrible though, because now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 running backs. Damn it. We got 3 QBs. That's right. I'll go light at tight end, and I'll take, what do we have, 2 more picks? So I'm going to take 1 tight end and 1 wide receiver, and I should be okay because my receivers are pretty steady. The bye week 7, I got to be careful of, though. I can't draft a bye week 7 receiver. Scotty, to answer your question about BTJ versus Parker Washington, if I was drafting 1 team, I'm taking BTJ. If I'm drafting 2 teams, I'm probably taking BTJ. If I'm drafting 3 teams in identical scenarios, probably going BTJ, Parker Washington. So like 1/3 ratio, I guess. And you could say, oh, why? I love Parker. Well, then you have Parker Washington and you have an agenda. Like I don't know what else to tell you. Like, yes, there's upside for Parker Washington. He's on the Moon Man list, but the problem is they're both on the Spaceman list. So it's not a knock on Parker Washington. We love Parker Washington. Right here.
He's on a shuttle
And
to
BTJ's right here.
Mars man.
But BTJ's on Mars. Parker Washington's on the Moon. And so I lean two out of 3 BTJs, 1 out of 3 Parker Washington, and I call it a day. But I have no Jacoby Myers in there. I don't care if I'm drafting 10 identical teams. It's all going to be and Travis Hunter's not even in the discussion because you can get him in any of those scenarios, 2 on top of it. So he's like a total like free player. But BTJ and Parker Washington, they're both really, 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 really good players. One's just got extreme risk, high risk in BTJ. The other is steady Eddie. Will he get, enough work to be as good as what BTJ's ceiling could be? I would say no. I think he probably has no ability to be a top 12 overall player like BTJ proved that he can be. I'll go Bernard, I guess. I don't even like that pick. I just don't have any time anymore. And then my tight end is by week 7? Okay, let's just go Gesicki, I suppose. Or no, I'll go Parkinson. All right, hold on one second. Scotty, just mute yourself, please, and I'll be right with you. Sam, did you have anything else you wanted to add? Hammer after that. Sam, go ahead. You're live.
Yeah, I was wondering if you could review my team.
What team are you?
TM42.
What slot?
TM42.
But what dress slot?
Number 1, 2, 3, 6.
Okay. JSN, Achan. I love that combo. Ibuka, great. Kyron, Tootin, nice team. Tyson, Herbert, I like it a lot. Laporta, Manungai, very good squad. Definitely top 6 team. Hammer in the 11 has AJ Brown, Chase Brown, Javonte, T. Higgins, Bucky, Drake May, Gainwell, Michael Wilson, Kelsey. By the way, Kelsey, I hate to say this about Kelsey because Hammer just drafted him, but man, Kelsey looks bad right now. It's still early. He could get in shape, but boy, does he look like he's carrying like about 15 extra LBs, and he looks slow as molasses out there. And he couldn't even get to the ball.
There was a meme that says, "Look, he looks pregnant" or something like that.
He definitely doesn't look, and I don't know. He didn't look like even. I don't know. He almost, to me, it almost looked like he's gonna break by week 2 or 3. I don't think he's staying healthy. So we just got to ask ourselves what happens at the tight end position. Is it still Noah Gray?
Oh, Gray.
Is this? I mean, is that?
Yeah.
Gray's always been intriguing. I've liked Noah Gray a lot, but I don't even know if he would be.
Did they sign an undrafted guy or something? Guess it would be Gray.
Yeah. There's just no buzz on
Gray. They drafted John Michael Gillenborg, who I think is a decent pass catcher. So I don't know. I wouldn't expect anything big from him, but at least there's another name.
Well, there ain't much else left besides Rice and Worthy and Walker out of the back.
Well, if Kelsey can't deliver, you're gonna have a whole lot more Rashee Rice. So just expect that, because he'll be the short like that. If Kelsey can't do it, then Rice is gonna do it. And it did feel like Rice is I'm sorry, Kelsey was not. Like there would be times where Kelsey wouldn't even get targeted, and you're like, why? Well, it's because he's not like getting to probably his spots. He probably just can't. I don't know. We'll see what happens. He could definitely get in better shape. But aside from that, very good team, Hammer. Wilson's a great wide receiver 3, considering, you were stacking other positions that late. I think he was the best receiver on the board there. I love him as a wide receiver 4. He's a sneaky 3. My team with Hampton, Genty, McConkey, Evans, BTJ, JD5. I timed out on Stevenson. Well, I didn't time out. That app froze on me. Jonathan Brooks, Nix, Wandell, Keaton Mitchell, Cuff to Hampton. I like the team a lot. Let's see here.
Solid team, just a tight end.
What?
Just got a Conquo and Parkinson at tight end. That's the only weak spot, but it's a good squad.
I like Parkinson and Okonkwo, though. I think that's good. I don't think it's weak. I don't think it's weak, TM. I don't know what you're talking about.
Look, it's a little light, not weak. Light.
I don't know. I don't think it's
Two
light.
tight ends.
I mean, you can go to two. You don't always have to go 3 tight ends. 3 tight ends is more of a overkill that I do. The industry a lot of times goes to, or at least they have been. Maybe they're circling back and doing what I've been doing. I always go 3, but the industry frowned upon it. The best ball, communities like, hey, you kicking 3 tight ends? What are you doing? You don't understand the statistics. Like I don't care what anybody else is doing. I don't look into it. I don't even need to look into it. I could care less. I don't know who else is in this draft. Matt from the 1. I think the Monty pick was awful, but I love the rest of your draft, to be honest, except for Pierce. I don't like that pick either. But that you still got a really good trio there. Adams is great. MHJ was good. DK Metcalf. I still worry about MHJ. Pickens, Devontae Smith, McLaurin, Swift. I don't like that team from the 2 spot. Chase, Nico, Rice, Scattaboo. You're not winning with Scattaboo and Jalen Warren as your running backs. Henderson, Pollard, Harvey. You didn't get Coleman, though. That could have helped you with this Nakua, London, McBride, Garrett Wilson start. Henderson, that was a really kind of crafty team. Hurts, still could do okay. Yeah, I like that team. McCaffrey, Henry, Olave, Waddle, JMO. Nothing. I mean, it's interesting, but JSN. I like TM. I like your team. Jagger from the 7. Walker, Hall, Burden, Judkins, Parker, Washington. Not bad. JT Barkley, Zay Flowers. I don't know what it is about Zay Flowers, Ted McMillan, Devontae Smith people. It's all the same. And Burden. If you're drafting Flowers, you draft Burden. You draft Burden, you draft Ted. If you draft Ted, you draft Devontae Smith. But like it's the same. It's a type. It's a type, and it's so easy to predict. They're drafting Monty as well. I just coupling a lot of that together. Never a good recipe. I mean, one of them you bank on one of them. I get it, but you start stacking all that. It's almost like it's an underdog. But it's not even the right underdog. I like underdogs too, but it's definitely like a weird mentality. It's like, I'm going to take Ted McMillan and Zay Flowers. You'll see they're so underrated in this industry. And they're the same person that would draft Caleb. They're the same person that would draft. It's just like they just stack these players that are very, very likely having that risk factor. All right, hold on a second. I'm going to go around the phone line here. Hammer, what else you got? You can talk about it.
No, that's pretty much it. I appreciate it.
You like your team?
Yeah, actually, I've never taken A.J. Brown in the first, but again, just kind of where I was located and kind of who I was looking at next. I kind of liked my top 4 picks.
I almost think your team, just reverse engineering it, not saying there's anything wrong with it, but if given you got Bucky so late, like that was good value. Bucky fell all the way down to the end of round 5. I hope that continues.
And not having to reach on Gainwell either.
Right. So the only thing I'd reverse engineer is like, what if you got a different receiver instead of Javonte? That's the only thing I would maybe have changed, but that's it. I mean, everything else looks good, but that would have been pretty interesting if you had like A.J. Brown and Ladd, but A.J. Brown.
I think Javonte, the best here. I still think he just has another successful season.
Yeah, you should. I don't dislike the pick. I'm just saying, given the running back depth that you ended up getting and cuffing Gainwell to Bucky, it opened a door to balance it a little bit. But it's still a good team. I like it. Nice work. You can hang out on the phone line and just interrupt whenever you want, or if you have to bail, no problem either way. Travis, anything else from you?
So that guy John Michael Gillenborg, he blew his knee out. He's already done for the year. So
Yeah, I
it'll
didn't see him on the
be
depth
Jared
chart.
Wiley Jared Wiley and Noah Gray. Wiley they drafted a couple years ago. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never been a Noah Gray guy. I think he stinks.
I always kind of liked him. I drafted a lot of them last year to cuff him to.
I mean,
Gray.
Stinks isn't over. I'm being hyperbole, but I just never saw the upside with him.
Well,
But either way, it's not good.
they should have drafted a tight end like Jolie or Delp or something.
Somebody, yeah.
I don't know what will make you think that Kelsey was gonna, like, even if he plays well for a string of games, he's a walking likely injury at his age, and barely coming.
Dallin Bentley or signed Michael Trigg, who was an undrafted free agent who's got talent. Like, they didn't do any of that.
We wanted
Michael
Sadiq.
Trigg. Sadiq would have been nasty with Mahomes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sadiq.
You should have traded for Njoku, man.
They could have signed him.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, they could have signed him.
Njoku
I
was
mean,
signed.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been nice.
Smitty, I have a question. Who's your most drafted player?
Jonah Coleman. I think I told you this last
Mine
night.
is Rashi Rice. I can't get away from him, dude. I have to click on his name on almost all my drafts. Dude.
Well, but what's your percentage though?
I don't know, man.
Well, then you don't know if he's
maybe-
your actual number one drafted player. Then are you just guessing?
Well, I mean, I always click on his name.
Yeah, but
Oh,
but
like,
go to the
maybe
app.
10,
Go to the app.
70?
Scotty, go to the app. Are you on Underdog? Go to the app and check.
No, I'm on Sleeper.
Oh, okay.
In Hawaii, dude, can I use?
That's
the
right.
whole-
That's right.
Can I
Gotcha.
use all these apps, bro?
I got you.
it's
Jonah
illegal
Coleman.
here.
Jonah Coleman is actually my most drafted player by almost double. My second most drafted player, Mike Evans, at 45%. Jonah Coleman is at 72% of roughly 200 drafts so far on Underdog. That's just under the Underdog Best Ball Mania. That's not the big board, all those stuff that was earlier. That's just that one. Let me go find out on the. If I go to like the big board and all those, let me see. Let's go over there. Little board, big board, the War Room 2, all those. It looks like I did 178 teams in that. So I guess I've drafted like 600 teams so far, I think. 178 teams in that exposure. My number one overall drafted player was Jacoby Brissett at 52%. But that's nothing wrong with that because you're getting him so late. He doesn't impact anything if it doesn't work out. Like a lot of these higher percentage guys are going to be later in the draft. Jonah Coleman was right there though at 43. Manungai 43. Mike Evans 38. BTJ 37. DK 37. Bucky 30, Jadarian Price 28, Michael Wilson 28, Emeka Egbuka 25, Joe Burrow 24, Drake May is next, and Genti after that. So that's on like the big boards, like earlier in the year. Like if I look in the little board, let me just pull up a little board where I've like fire emoji'd the title of it, and let's just see what it looks like. I want to go to a team. Wow, jeez, woo. Woo, doggy. Okay, let me throw this team on screen. So we're talking like March, maybe February, March. Little board was, I think they started them when the week before the Super Bowl, and so this could be February turning like March 1. Look at some of these, and there's going to be good and bad. You're going to end up like seeing some stuff where you're like, okay, that was a mistake, but look at the positives. I don't love Jalen Hurts. He's not my favorite player, but he's good in fantasy and he's not bad. Jacoby Brissett, and then Mac Jones was rumored to go to Minnesota. So in like March, I was expecting that. But look at and Dave Montgomery. I don't draft Dave Montgomery, but I picked him 116 overall. So Gibbs, Jadarian Price, Jonah Coleman, 116, David Montgomery. And then the receivers are George Pickens, A.J. Brown, Garrett Wilson, and Emeka Egbuka. Egbuka is like a top of round 3 guy now, and I got him at 53.
Look at AJB at 31.
Yeah, AJB at 31, Garrett Wilson 40, Emeka Egbuka after that at 55. Nice. And then Tyler Warren at 68. That team's sick, bro. Jeez, Gibbs. And I didn't get Pacheco. Pacheco wasn't on the roster then, I don't think. So I didn't have a chance to get Pacheco. This is before free agency. Yeah, this is before free agency, so I had no idea who. I might have drafted Monty to back up Gibbs, actually. That's what I did.
I think you did.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
And I got a starter out of it that I don't like, but I mean, at 116 overall. So I cuffed Monty to Gibbs. They divorced. I got Jadarian Price at 92. I got Coleman at 101. So we didn't, man, I was high because he's going like in the 150s now. Emmett Johnson, we didn't know where Emmett Johnson was going. So that was a free agent, you know, that was a rookie that could be a starter somewhere. Singleton.
Yeah.
Singleton. Man, but those wide receivers are off the hook. Darnell Mooney, I don't even ever remember drafting Mooney once. I'm surprised he's on this team. Jeremy Bernard, I didn't know where he was going to be at the time. Travis Hunter. That's a good team, bro. Those receivers, unbelievable. Pickens, AJB, Garrett Wilson, Buka, and I still have Gibson Price. I still have Jalen Hurts. I still have Tyler Warren. That's crazy. So that's why I say draft on Underdog, promo code Smitty. The link's pinned in the live chat description of the video. That's why I say draft on Underdog. You know, the earlier, the better, really. Let me go look at another little board. That link is pinned in the live chat. This is from the 1 pick, and I took Bijan. So that's unusual for me to even find a team where I took Bijan. That's one. At one, because I'm always taking Gibbs when I can get him. So that was early on. This is okay. I got this one dated. I should date these. I shouldn't be lazy in this date. This one's dated. This one's dated. What? Oh, okay. Yeah, because the Super Bowl. So 1/25. This is in January 25th. Is when that one I showed you was January. That one I just showed you was January because this one's after it. Man. So I'm just going to show this one. This isn't like my favorite one, but I'm just going to, like, we're working through the evolution of the ADP, and it's kind of just very interesting to see how things can change and how I'm already right or wrong on things. It's just kind of interesting. Mahomes, Brissett, Tua, Fields. Fields was not on the team yet, so, you know, that ended up working. Bucky, Harvey, Dowdle, Monty at 129. I don't know why I drafted him there without cuffing him to, but okay. No Coleman because it's January. We had no idea Coleman. And so Bucky, but then Amon-Ra St. Brown, Drake London, DK, then Mike Evans after DK. Wow. 64 overall Mike Evans. Jeez. Michael Wilson. I drafted Sadiq to be my starter, and then he ends up being in. So that's just like some good and bad, right? You see it and you're like, oh, that's cool. And then you're like, damn, that sucks. And so you're going to naturally see all that, the good and the bad that happens. This is another January 25th draft. Mahomes, Brissett, Bucky, Harvey. Oh, that's the same one. Hold on. Let me go to the other one. This draft from the 2 spot. Who did I take? Puka? Okay. So Lamar. That one's pretty good. This one's Love, Scatterboot, Price, Coleman, Lamar, Bo Nix, Puka, Pickens, Harold Fannin. Not bad. I gotta find I need to go through all these one night and find the craziest one where we're just like our jaws dropped and we're like, holy crap, how did that happen? That's what happens when you draft early. And finding the right combinations hard. This one's pretty cool. Man, Neighbors is going 15 overall around January, February. That's crazy, man. The roller coaster ride of Malik Neighbors is ADP. This one's really interesting because it's like February 1, roughly. So this is around February 1. Joe Burrow, Shuck, Brissett, Penix Jr., Achane, Tootin at 87 overall, Monty at 106, Neighbors at 15, AJB at 34, Lab McConkey 39, Michael Wilson 58, Mike Evans 82. That's insane. I took Michael Wilson before Mike Evans back then. Look at those receivers. Neighbors, AJB, Ladd, Michael Wilson, Mike Evans. I almost stopped reading after Michael Wilson. I didn't even see that one yet. So Achane, Tootin, Monty, Neighbors, AJB, McConkey, Wilson, Mike Evans, Likely, Parkinson, Tunges, and then quarterback is Burrow. That's a good one. I gotta label that one. That was uniquely weird. And again, some good and bad in it, you know. What do you think of that one, Travis?
Yeah, it's crazy to look at the ADPs on some of these guys.
But do you like that team?
Yeah. Who are your tight ends again? I missed the tight ends.
Likely, Parkinson, Tunges. But I mean, that receiving crew is crazy.
But, I still think Likely's going to be good. Yeah, that's nuts to have that type of.
That's why I like to draft early, dude, because you get all these values, man. And people say, "Oh, you're crazy. Or people are gonna get hurt." I'm like, dude, well, you can't. There's no risk, no biscuit, right?
You know what's insane is you can't get AJB and Neighbors on the same team with Achane, let alone you can't get Neighbors, Ladd, and Achane on the same team, let alone Neighbors, AJB, Ladd, McConkey, Achane. Like, that's crazy. This is but I took again, the good and bad. Achane went 10 overall. I knew I was right. Remember, Travis, earlier I said, wasn't Achane going higher at one point? So he was going at 10 overall, and you had to pay the price then. And he's dropped quite a bit. But, I mean, imagine if you had, like, you know, at 10 overall, you had, like, JT or Hampton or whatever. It still could look great. That's crazy, man. That's one of my favorite teams right there. I like that one. That's one of my favorites I've found. These are little boards, by the way, that I'm looking at, not big boards. And the little board, the prize money is $100K to first place, so it's not that little. It's pretty good. Burrow, Bucky, Hendy, Lamb, wow, this one's pretty good too. So this one has Burrow, Bucky, Hendy, and there's no Gainwell because he hasn't signed yet. Lamb, JJ, Buka, Wilson. Pretty good. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Any other questions from the phone callers?
Yeah.
Before we go?
Let Scotty go first.
Yeah, go ahead, Scotty. Hello?
I got a question.
Oh, I thought he was. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, go for it, bro.
What do we think about Tank Dell? Do we have any hope for him, or
sure?
Remember, we were big Tank Dell people.
Yeah, he's looking good.
There's some promise there, I think.
End of the draft, yeah. I mean, we're talking about end of the draft, you know. Last couple picks, sure. Why not? I mean, even if you took him in like round 14 or something,
cutting.
I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
This team right here, Drake May, Brock Purdy, Malik Willis, Jeremiah Love, Chase Brown, Jadarian Price, Puka, Buka, DK, Tyler Warren. It's pretty good. Got other stuff, but that's not bad. These big boards, I usually do better. I mean, I had a really good Best Ball Mania year last year, but I also timed out on like 90 drafts of them because of the changeover to 1 hour. I just was not prepared for it. So this year I'm trying to draft all my best ball before that timer switches to 1 hour. But I usually do better in big boards and little boards because of getting on top of this stuff before it changes. That's where I really, really do well. And every year I'm trying to max out the little board and big board because that's where I ball. It's definitely my favorite.
Someone in the chat had a redraft trade question. He was asking if he should trade Hampton and Tootin for Gibbs. Brooks would then be his RB2.
Hampton and Tootin for Gibbs. Hampton and Tootin for Gibbs. I would take Gibbs.
Yeah, me too.
All right, my war room. Drake May, Genty, Bucky, Harvey, Gainwell, Tucker. How did I get Gainwell? I think I got lucky on this one because this one is so early. I don't think that maybe the war room was after free agency. Maybe, I don't know. Drake May, and then I got Neighbors, Evans, Tyson. Not bad.
They
War
should
room.
just gate the drafts for you. Like, it should just say when you draft.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Honestly,
I agree with you.
Kind of weird it doesn't.
The UDFA3. I don't even remember that one. I put a bunch of wrenches as emojis for this one. This one should be good. Like, what does that mean? Sometimes I'll put like a clown face. Like at the time, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna put a bunch of like American flags on this one because I'm gonna remember that, like I don't know why I come up with. I want to put a bunch of red.
At the time, you got a good reason.
Yeah, I'm going to put a bunch of Joker cards on this one because I feel like this is like something triggers it, and then I can never remember why I did it. JD5, Achan, ETN, Manungai, Price. Okay, so that's good running back room. So JD5 is my quarterback. Brissett, got some good backups, but I'm just reading starters. Achan, ETN, Manungai, and Price. Amon-Ra, Mike Evans, BTJ. And then it kind of, then I'm like Stowers, Gunnar, Hellman, Tungus. I don't know. That one started off really good. Some of these are crazy, but that was the wrench one. I must have thought I had gold on that one. Come back to this one, Smitty. You're going to love it. I promise. You're going to love it. This one, Kenneth Walker, Manungai. It's kind of light, but Josh Allen. So Josh Allen, Kenneth Walker, Manungai, J.J. Evans, Devontae Adams, Tyler Warren. Okay. Let's see what you're doing there, previous Smitty. I'm just looking for the perfect one before we get out of here. The timer's out. Guy, anything else on the phone line, boys?
No, I think I'm good. Thanks, Smitty.
Scotty, do anything else?
Thank you.
All right, Sam, thank you. Scotty, thank you.
Later.
Later, guys. Appreciate you all. Rock out. Anything else, bro? Hello? Hello? Rock out? Hello? Rock out? Hello? Rock out. Sam? Yo, rock out. Call back if you've got something rock out. It seems like you're there, but I don't know if you're sleeping. Kenneth Walker, Algier, Manungai, JJ, Mike Evans, Adams. I drafted a lot of JJ earlier in the year. Just full transparency. Very much thought Kyler wasn't going to be slow rolled out like this. So lots of JJ in the earlier drafts. A ton of it. We are out of here, ladies and gentlemen. We got another 35 minutes, and somebody drops in extended right now, but we got 35 minutes. We're going to add on to the stream tomorrow night of some spillover super chatting madness that Luis dropped on the chat last night. If anybody does want to extend the show 5 more minutes to talk about any topic they want, you can certainly do that real quick. Just make sure that timer doesn't go out on you, because I may not see the message after. But you're more than free to extend the show and discuss any topic you would like, anything your little heart desires. You can control the show right now if you want. This is your show at this moment in time. Just looking for the perfect draft right here. Isn't it crazy? Like, you can go through all these though, and you're not finding the perfect draft. You're trying, and you are messing up something here or there. But boy, are you! This one's really good. Oh, this might be it. Oh, this is super flex. That's why. The quarterbacks are lacking in that one. That's why it looks so good. Okay, these are field generals. This one has a bunch of rocket ships. This has got to be good. Josh Allen, Genty, Price, Lamb, Neighbors, George Pickens, Buka, BTJ, Kyle Pitts is pretty good, but I only got a mediocre second QB play. But that one has some emojis for a reason. That's a good one. This one's got some hot dogs. Just a bunch of hot dogs. Has emojis next to it. Mahomes. This is super flex. Mahomes, and I've got Fields cuffed to him. Shador. Some garbage backup quarterback play. Nakua, Rice, Nico, Evans, Warren, Fannin. Whoa, this is good. Jeremiah Love, Bucky. Okay, so Jeremiah Love, Bucky, RJ Harvey, Coleman. Okay, so Mahomes, Fields cuffed to him, Shador, some other trash at QB, Superflex. Jeremiah Love, Bucky, Harvey, Coleman, Puka, Rice, Nico, Evans, and Tyler Warren, Fannin. That's pretty good. Hot dogs, it is. Actually, I'm going to go get a hot dog right now. Damn it. That's good. Portillo's, here I come. They're still open. Burrow, Mahomes, Superflex. Okay, I got Fields cuffed to Mahomes. Love, Harvey, Monangai, Coleman. Lamb, Nico, Rice, Evans, DK, Gadsden, Barner, and Joku. It's not bad. This one's got teardrops. Mahomes, Hampton, Bucky, Gainwell, Coleman, Keaton Mitchell, Black and Jordan James, JSN, Buka, Tyson, BTJ, Trey McBride. That's good. All right, guys. Appreciate you all. See you all at midnight Eastern tomorrow. Thank you, Hammer, for dropping the super chat, the double super chats over in Rumble. Thank you for everyone that dropped the super chats on the YouTube stream. I hope we answered your Cyrus Allen question. More John Dredd. Hopefully you enjoyed being on the Drake May video. Thank you for that $20 super chat and your question, and I hope I answer your Chase Brown question. Thank you. Every now and then at work, I just say Chase Brown. Daniel, the commander, thank you as usual. Daniel, you're awesome. Third and Sam, appreciate you. We did a mania like you requested. Daniel, appreciate your super chat. Daniel, appreciate your super sticker. EA Goats, appreciate your question. Wrestler, you still out there? Wrestler to the moon. Chuck Nasty, worldwide. Wrestler, did Wrestler say thank you, Smitty? 7 more likes, we can get to 100. Look at Wrestler rallying for the 100. The 100 likes. Thank you guys. We got 119, so I appreciate you. See you all tomorrow. Don't forget to get on over to thefantasyfootballshow.com. By the way, if anybody, how many of you are still watching right now? 242. If you guys don't know about thefantasyfootballshow.com, can I screenshot the projections page? Because you're about to lose your mind. If you go to my rankings, first of all, I have all of these rankings I'm about to show you on screen right here. So let me just give you a gander of what you're getting when you get the fantasyfootballshow.com yearly membership or the lifetime membership. This is what it looks like when you get to the rankings page. It's unbelievable. This is an unbelievable site. And I know I'm biased, but I spent every waking hour of like 2 months straight when I wasn't live streaming on 2 hours sleep for like 2 months straight getting this ready in like March and April. And it's been live ever since. It's year round, but just enhancing it. Look at all the rankings that the rankings page has. Redraft, Dynasty, Superflex Redraft, Superflex Dynasty, Rookie, Super Rookie, Defense, Week. This is updated year round. Okay, every week. Weekly rankings are also the projections. You can view it in cheat sheet form as a ranking, or it's auto defaulted on projections, which gives you projections for every player. You can isolate by matchup. If you want to look at Buffalo, Houston, and click on that, it'll condense it down to the running backs of that game, or you can click the all for any particular matchup, reset it. You can search for a player anytime. You can do the start bench calculator right here. ADP rankings, upside board rankings, caution board rankings, tier lab if you want to drag and drop and create your own rankings. This is just the rankings page by itself over at thefantasyfootballshow.com. That's one small feature on, look at this homepage. That is just the rankings button right here. The projections and the rankings button. You got the trade calculator, the stock market. This is the content feed, sortable by outlooks, video, and articles. The advanced stat section, each player page, the bull predictions. I mean, do I really have to sell this thing? I'm telling you, just go visit. You'll be so tempted. You'll be like, what am I doing? This is like 2 cups of coffee for the year, or get the lifetime membership, which comes with 6 months free Patreon. And if you just want the Patreon alone, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Those links are in the description of the video. I'll drop them in the live chat as well right now on the way out the door. So if you want your rankings, that is that. TheFantasyFootballShow.com. I just dropped it. And if you want just the Patreon live chat group, or both, you can do both. There's the Patreon link. See you all tomorrow. Appreciate every single one of you. Dose. And I think I got to put someone in the Drake May video. I will. I'll check that when we leave. Later, guys. Thank you.